Ready to keep more of your hard-earned money? Discover how Dubai's tax benefits are going to stretch your investments to give you more returns. When you invest in the Dubai real estate market, you're going to benefit from zero income tax, zero capital gains tax, and zero property tax. Imagine the immense savings and growth potential. Dubai's market is stable, profitable, and has amazing tax benefits. Our team of experts will guide you through any foreign tax implications to ensure that your investment experience is absolutely smooth. Don't miss out on this golden opportunity to take advantage and become a part of the Dubai booming real estate market. Remember, with the amazing tax environment in Dubai, your money is not going to just work for you, it's going to work harder for you. Click the link below. This property is going to match the criteria. Get the information, get started. See you soon.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We're going to have some fun today. We've changed our live format. So we're going to try Fridays morning. Might be a little bit different for some people. We might enjoy it a little bit. Let's see how the engagement goes. Let's see if we can get through your questions, things you might want to know about Dubai real estate, things that you already might know about Dubai real estate, but just need a little bit of a sounding board, some advice, yeah? We had nice playback music that our team said, no, we cannot use. It was this. Let's see if we can get through your questions, things you might want to know. Yeah, it's kind of nice. This is the BBC News, by the way. All right, guys, listen. Assalamu alaikum, everybody who's joined on the live. We're going to get rid of that now, okay. Everybody who's joined on the live on YouTube, Instagram, we've got something special that we're going to do today, okay? You can come live with me on a phone call. The procedure to do that is there's a WhatsApp number over here. WhatsApp that number, okay? There's a number here somewhere down here. WhatsApp that number, and then you can go live with me, okay? You can go live with me. All right, I will actually talk to you, okay? It can still be kind of anonymous, but you've got to WhatsApp that number. If you WhatsApp that number, my team will get back in touch with you, and then we can go live together, okay? Guys, let's do some housekeeping, okay? There's a few questions from last time that I never got around to doing that I want to answer quickly today, okay? So somebody by the name Aman Ahuja says, then why did the market in 2008, 2010 and 2015 and 2020, why the market crashed in 2008 to 2010 and 2015 to 20? Population was increasing at that point too. So let me give a little bit context to the viewers, to the people who are watching about this question. So I'd made a video that Dubai's population grew almost about 40%, I think it's 40%. It grew from 2.2 to 3.1. No, so 3.1 minus 2.2, 0.9 divided by 2.2. Yeah, it grew about 40% between 2018 and 2022 or 23, I believe. So my point, the thesis or the argument that I was trying to make was, hey, because the Dubai population grew so much, there's always this innate need for Dubai to have more apartments and more villas. It's a very basic thesis. There's no I'm not bringing scientific evidence into the situation. It was a general thing. So this person comments that if this was true, if the population was increasing, then why did the markets crash in 2008? And then he goes on to say 2015. So let me give you a little bit of hindsight, okay? First of all, I was there during the whole global financial crisis. Notice what it's called. It's called the GFC, global financial crisis. It wasn't a Dubai crisis. It was a global financial crisis. You can actually view it almost like a global the weird global pandemic, right? So the global weird pandemic that happened, it was a global thing. Dubai just happened to deal with it as well. So the same thing happened in 2008. There was a global financial crisis. Dubai ended up dealing with it. And in fact, if like I made a transaction in 2009 for one of my friends. So we were kind of like back to making transactions by 2009. And by 2012, the market had not just recovered, it was starting to roar ahead. Okay. So not only did we come out of the global financial crisis it was drastic times in 2008, I can tell you that, but we came out by 2009, and then things started getting better and better in 2010, 11, 12, so on and so forth. That, number one. Number two, when you say that we saw, why did it happen? What happened in 2015? There was no crash in 2015. Nothing crashed. You can say that the markets or the prices corrected slightly or dipped slightly. Nothing crashed. Like a lot of people say, "Oh my God, like the market's crashing. What do you call this?" Hey, I don't know what you call it, but a crash. You know what a crash is? A crash is, imagine a marathon runner running, and right at the end of the marathon or during the marathon, he collapses. That's a crash. Okay? Or God forbid, a car comes into a crash, right? It's a bad crash, right? Think about it. Think about what you're saying. But a little fender bender, or let's say a marathon runner is running, and right at the end of the marathon, he's like slightly dehydrated, and he just needs like a little bit of salt, or the drinks that you drink to rejuvenate your salts, and he's okay after like 45 minutes of just breathing, resting. He's like, okay, that's not a crash. So don't call it a crash. So 2015 to 2020, there was no crash. I don't believe that there was a crash. Markets were not as buoyant, but still there were deals happening. I was selling real estate, but I don't say it proudly like I was selling real estate because I'm so special. No, people were coming in. Buyers were coming in. We were servicing them. And sellers were selling when they wanted to sell. Alhamdulillah. Okay? So, Assalamu alaikum. Do you hire an intern? We hire, I am looking for trainees, not interns. Not interns, okay? We're looking for trainees who are committed to real estate, but we've got very strict requirements around it. If you fit the mold, then message this number and they will put you in touch with the right person who will screen you and see if you're a good fit for us, okay? Muhammad Saud Aziz, may Allah bless you. Oh my God, creative solutions. Allahu Akbar. What kind of question is this? Are you a bull or a bear for short term? Oh my God. It's an interesting question. It's a good question. I like the question. I would say I'm a bull for the short term. But I got to tell you a little bit about me. I subscribe to Warren Buffett's school of thought. It's kind of like in the long term, everybody wins. If you just stick to the market for the long term. It's like, guys, how many times I've seen this? Like things that weren't selling all of a sudden become prime properties. Land that was disregarded. Like I'll tell you, if you go to Jumeirah Village Circle, there was a time 2013, 14, okay, 10 years ago, like you could buy land on the cheap, right? You could buy land on the cheap. Like if today I'm trying to buy land, I'm just trying to see G for plot in JVC. I'm just trying to see what the current prices are, and I'll give you an idea of what we were buying these lands for, right? 28.8 million. 28.8 divide by 27126. No, this is incorrect. The information is incorrect. He's trying to give me. How can this be? 1,000 dirhams per square foot? Incredible. Okay, 51 million. Yeah, no. 2.5 is the far. 27,126. I'm just doing a cut. Okay, 27,126 into 2.5. 67,000. So, guys, I used to trade in lands. Not trade in lands, but help people buy and sell lands. So, I got a little bit. I'm just doing a little calculation of land prices in JVC, okay? Ooh, it's 4 times. Oof, la ilaha illallah. It's 4 times. That requires BBC music to play. Really? Can you imagine? 4 times the price, right? So think about it. Like if you just hold something kind of like long enough, or stay in the market long enough. Like what does Warren Buffett do with stocks, right? A lot of people invest in stocks and equities. Just wait it. He goes in, buys a good stock, and just holds on to it, right? So in the long term, you're gonna win. Like think about it. Land that I could buy in Jumeirah Village Circle 10 years ago is now 4 times the price. Oof. So if you were not desperate at that time, just were holding on, okay, it's 4 times. You were just. Am I a bull in the short term? I'm a bull in the short term. I'll give you a couple of reasons. I think there's going to be a lot of crypto cashing out. So a lot of people, whether for good or bad or ugly, and this is not crypto advice, okay, are going to cash out on their crypto. Okay, so where is Bitcoin right now? So Bitcoin is still high. It's at 63,710. It hasn't reached its old high, but it's right there, right? It's at 60,300. Okay, I think the last high was 63,000, right? So I think it's going to continue going up. But a lot of people are going to cash out, whether right or wrong, I don't know. And that cashing out brings money into the Dubai market. Also, whatever is happening globally, you will see Dubai, United Arab Emirates it's a safe haven. People end up coming here. Mohammed Saud Aziz, I am thinking to come in person and drop my resume. I think it's always a good idea. That way I have some chances to meet you in person. I would love to meet you in person if you qualify and you are going to be entering our internship or mentoring program. I don't take meetings on the fly. I don't mean to be disrespectful to you. If you just drop by, chances for you to meet me are thin. If you find me somewhere outside, going to the mosque, please stop me, say salam, say hello. I'm happy to say hello to you, no problem. But if you just want to come by and drop by, then it's going to be challenging. And I don't recommend doing that. You don't have to do that. Just go through the process, right? And that way you go through the process and we can see if you're a good fit for us and you can see if you're a good fit for us, okay? We are quite stringent on who I'm bringing on as mentees, okay, brother? Okay, thank you for your eagerness and I love you back. Thank you for wanting to meet me. Do you foresee mortgage rates coming down in the next 1 to 2 years? I guess yes, because the Fed, what did you say? Mohammed Saud, there's a number over here. There's a number above over there. Please, you can see it in the things. You can WhatsApp them. Do I see the mortgage rates going down? Yeah, there is a possibility the mortgage rates might come down. Okay. I don't know. I cannot comment on it. I don't know 100% if the mortgage rates will come down or not. But yeah, it's possible. Okay. All right, guys. Today we're doing a little bit of a different live. If you want to join me on a phone call, if you've got a genuine question, then you can message the number. And maybe if you repeat the number in YouTube as well, then people on YouTube can actually see it as well. And if you're here, say hi, say hello. Let's go on, take a few more questions from the people who've actually asked questions before. Guys, okay, so recently there was a UBS report that came out and it talked about cities that were going to reach bubble status and so on and so forth. There's this person who asks about this and then Dubai's risk is moderate. Dubai's risk is pretty moderate, just FYI. I've seen the report, I've read the report. I didn't see Dubai being pointed out. In fact, the cities that were being pointed out big time were Miami. Yes, it was in Miami. Okay. Re-advisor Dubai. What do you think about the current market prices? Do you think it makes sense to enter in this market specifically? Look, Re-advisor, if you've got some time, come on to a phone call. Call my team. There's a number here somewhere. Let's discuss your situation. I'll explain to you what I mean by this, okay? Are we still live on Instagram? Okay, I can't see myself. Is it buffering? Is it buffering? Okay. Okay, re-advisor. Mohammed Saud Aziz. I have heard 25 to 30% properties fail to submit. I don't understand. What do you mean by submit? Like a jujitsu chokehold where somebody submits? Like, what do you mean by this? I don't understand this, okay? What do you think about the current market prices? Do you think it makes sense to enter in this market? Like, guys, I'll give you guys an example, okay? It's not the market, it's your strategy that should be leading you. Think about it, right? Acha, think about it. Like, come, step back a little bit. Step back a little bit. Should the market, and this is okay, I'm being altruistic and philosophical. Should the market dictate what you do? I'll give you an example. Back in the 1990s, those of you old enough to remember this might remember the Y2K bug. Okay? If you don't know the Y2K bug, you can Google it. Essentially speaking, the computer industry or the IT industry essentially said that, they didn't say it, but people said that when the computers were being programmed, softwares, blah, blah, the year 2000 was not taken into account. So if you didn't have the year 2000 taken into account, the year just pretty much changed to 2001, and then, the software crashed. That wasn't really the case. Like, that was maybe the case for computers back in the 80s. But by the 90s, I think programmers figured out, like, the year is going to change from 2000 to 2001. But the fear was that, aeroplanes that are running on old softwares, God forbid, might, something might happen. Elevators might crash. So there was a lot of noise about don't be in an elevator on New Year's Eve 1999, right? And there was this huge thing about the millennium. I think we called it the millennium. It was 1,000 years changing, right? So it was a big deal. Now, because of this, there was a lot of jobs all over the world. That were, computer oriented. Like, there was this saying, like, if you were from any country, but you could code a little bit, talk a little bit, and know a little bit basic computers, you could pretty much get a job in the US or Canada or UK going there fixing these bugs, right? And so because there's this insane demand, I remember going to university, and I think like a large percentage of my friends going into the computing or computer software or computer engineering fields. Like, because there was this automatic understanding or thinking that, after you graduate from with a computer degree, you're going to have a job. And it's funny because I went to university in 2000 and they're going with me in 2000, and all of a sudden that bubble burst. Like nothing dramatic happened. But what ended up happening with a lot of my friends, God bless them, is they found computers very challenging. And a lot of my friends had never done computer programming during high school, or they'd done it very basic level. So those who didn't have a real passion for it, they ended up not completing their degrees in computers. They did it in other things. So one of them goes into accounting, the other goes into philosophy, the other goes into IT on a 3-year program to make it easier. Life is easier in there, and so on and so forth, right? So the point to Ria is, like, you've got to see what your strategy is. Like, what is it that you are looking to do? And I'll give you an example. Somebody who started working with us about 4 or 5 years ago bought their first property, amazing times, during the pandemic, to buy something from a top-tier developer at a top-tier price, top-tier payment plan. They've done really, really well. What's happened is their property price has almost doubled. And they're happy. But their strategy for themselves was always building a portfolio of 8, 5, 10 properties in Dubai. What happens once that property is taken care of? The first one, it's almost paid off. Now comes round number 2. They come into the market again to buy another property, top developer. And we've got a few small basic things that we're looking for. It has to be unique. It has to be good. It has to be in a good location. The asset should be good, blah, blah, blah. Is it the right time to enter? I don't know. We're not selling. We just buy good assets. Buy good assets. So a lot of times you've got to really depend on your strategy. Now, had this person been thinking, oh my God, the time's not right, the market's overinflated, well, who's to say that the market might not go further up in the next 1 year? I personally think market's going to go way up. You will see, in my opinion, market's going to go way up in the coming in the coming 1 or 2 years. Why? Rental prices have gone up, sale prices may follow. Creative solutions. Can you suggest a few good property management companies for Airbnb? I cannot. The reason I cannot is because I don't run these Airbnb companies. So I can't recommend to you companies that we work with. We work with a couple of them, but I can't recommend them because your experience might be completely different to our experience, right? Number one. Number two, the best way to, I can give you the way to analyze these companies, okay? Go check out the companies, go do some Google reviews on how they're managing, and then look at if they're doing really well or bad and what their fee structure is, okay? I can tell you guys a little bit that Airbnb, in my opinion, and I'm going to talk about this today. I think Airbnb is going to be challenging for the next 1 year. I think it's going to be a challenging sector, but it's okay. Again, it goes to your strategy. If your strategy is to build 1 million apartments and put them on Airbnb for the next 1-2 years, it's okay. Just stick to the strategy. Do well and better than the others. But if you're thinking, okay, let me just chase the quicker buck now, you're going to be a little bit struggling with Airbnb in Dubai. Guys, I'm going to tell you guys something. The Airbnb model, how did it start? It started with a person who had 2 bedrooms and decided to become a host. That's why they're called hosts, right? That's why they're called hosts. He decided to host somebody who was flying into the country and that needed a cheaper option other than hotels. Okay. The reason it worked fairly well was that it actually got this person a decent amount of supplementary income. He wasn't going to, his business, his life didn't depend on renting out that room. It was only when, hey, okay, I've got this extra room. If somebody comes over, they can use my kitchen. I'll cook for them. They can have my fruits. They can eat and share with me on the same table, etc., etc., etc. And then if they can't, if they don't come, they don't come. The room's empty for a couple of, well, it was empty anyways, right? The Airbnb model got adopted to different markets. So there's the rental arbitrage where you go in, talk to a landlord, and you pick up a property and say, hey, would you be able to give me 10, let's say the rent for $100,000, and then you furnish it, and then you run it, and then you bring in let's say 150,000, and minus all the expenses, you take $20,000 per property home. It's almost a business now. But that business of rental arbitrage is becoming more difficult. Okay, it's not the easiest as rents increase, as landlords' demands increase, and your risk increases. And you might see that rental arbitrage companies might go defunct. Not everybody's going to survive. Those who do it very well, those who do it very efficiently, will continue doing well. Same thing applies to Airbnb in the Dubai market. If you think about it, you're not actually hosting in your own apartment because that's not allowed legally. What's really happening is, rather than that, you've got to buy the property, so you're spending millions on the property, and then you're trying to just increase your your income by a couple of percentage points by putting in another company to run the property, and then you're paying them 15-20%, which is great, no problem. So the whole model in the Dubai market, I think it's challenging. You guys have to really think through on that. Okay, I think there's some question to take live. Yeah, we can do it. Yeah. So creative solutions, the way you find these companies is interview them, call 3, interview them, call 3 of them, interview them, and then you would ask them a couple of questions and then look at the reviews that they have online, right? So if you look at the reviews that they have online, you will be in a very good position to say, okay, are you good? Are you not good? Do you know what I mean? All right. I think it's creative solutions. What percentage of your off-plan asset needs to be paid off to qualify for golden visa? I think it's about 20%. But don't take my word for it. We actually work with an off-plan advisor, golden visa advisor. All our VIP clients use them. Use somebody who does this and understand from them the actual requirements on the day. Okay, and if you want to work with us, there is a number here somewhere you can actually message and then start working. Okay, we've got a live caller. We're going to take a live caller. Okay. Hi.
Hello.
Lalib. Is it Lalib?
I'm Labib.
Labib.
Yes.
Okay. Hi, Labib. Tell me about your background. Tell me about. I can't see your question here. Can I see his question, please? Can you send me send me his question? All right, Labib. Tell me about yourself and tell me what you're looking to do.
Okay, I'm Labib Abdul Latif.
Okay,
and,
Labib Abdul Latif. Okay, hello.
I'm here since I'm here in the real estate market since like 2 months, so I'm pretty new. But
Okay.
I'm in the learning phase. So I've been involved in the Dubai Marina area.
Okay.
Since my beginning. So.
Okay, Labib. So you said you've been in Dubai for a long time?
No.
Okay.
I'm a new guy in Dubai. I'm a new guy in real estate.
Okay, new. How many months now in Dubai?
4 to 5 months.
Okay, 4 to 5 months. Where did you come from?
I'm from India,
Okay.
Kerala.
Very nice. Okay, that's
Okay,
amazing.
and so yeah, can I get to the question?
Yes. Tell me
Yeah,
ask me the
so-
question.
The question is basically, as I said, I've been working in Marina
Okay.
area,
Okay.
secondary market,
Okay, secondary
What I-
market.
and what I realized, or what came to my thoughts, is that Dubai Marina lacks latest projects. Like most of the buildings that are available for rents are like a few years old.
Right.
So, like, what are your thoughts on Dubai Marina for the coming few years? Like, will the demand shift from there to another area where people are trying to live near a marina area, like to get that environment? Will people shift from there because of the lack of availability of new buildings or, like the modern buildings?
Okay.
I would like to know that.
Fine. Tell me why this is important for you to know this. How does it affect you?
How does it affect me?
Yes.
Because I'm actually trying to focus and work in Dubai Marina for the coming time,
Okay.
because I wanted to select one area and then work in it
Okay.
rather than trying to put my head all around everywhere, because that's not easy.
Okay.
Yeah, so I wanted to select Dubai Marina, but I've been learning in like 1 or 2 months.
Okay.
In 1 or 2 months, and
Okay.
this is one thought that has been, giving me a struggle on like, will it be a good decision or not? So
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let me address this with you. Okay.
okay.
Look, Dubai Marina, you know the history of Dubai Marina, right? When it was built
Mm-hmm.
about 22 years ago.
Yeah.
Just for you to understand Dubai Marina, you've got to understand that Dubai at that time had a certain way of doing things. And Dubai Marina was what put it on the map. Like, so anywhere in the world, you ask people about Dubai Marina, they will always know about Dubai Marina, right? Palm Jumeirah, Dubai Marina, correct?
Yes.
However, if you notice, Dubai Marina has its own unique situation, which means what you've just pointed out to the plots, the land, almost everything is kind of like built out now, correct?
Yeah.
Which is why you're saying, okay, there's not a lot of off-plan choices, but there might still be about 150, 200,000 apartments there, correct?
Yeah.
So people are still going to want to live there. People are still going to want to rent there. People are still going to want to buy there. And people are still going to want to sell there. The only difference is the way people buy and sell, the way people live and rent is going to change. And I'll give you an example. Let's compare it to, let's say, Emaar Beachfront, okay?
Yeah.
Now, Emaar Beachfront is maybe maximum 10,000 residents, maybe maximum 20,000 residents when it's completely fully built, compared to Dubai Marina, which is hundreds of thousands of residents.
Yeah.
Okay, so imagine a person who says, "Look, I don't want to live in a, I want to live in a less congested area." Which one would they pick? They might pick Emaar Beachfront.
Beachfront. Yeah.
Then, if the person says, "I don't want to face traffic coming in and out of the community," which one will they pick?
Um, depends. I think both of them do have a little bit of traffic, right?
No, Emaar Beachfront is much better, right? Because
Because of the less residents. Okay.
yes, of course. Because and obviously you've got to recognize like that whole project is 4 billion dirhams, and look at the amount of lanes that go into Emaar Beachfront. You've got to recognize that Emaar learned from all the things that they've done in Dubai Marina. Then they built Emaar Beachfront. They recognize how to fix things in a better way, obviously, right?
Yeah.
So now, okay, but now if I say, okay, if somebody wants to live in a newer apartment, closer to the beach, wants to have less traffic, less people around, okay, they might choose Emaar Beachfront. But Emaar Beachfront's rents are going to be higher or lower than Dubai Marina in some cases. They might be higher, right?
Yeah, they are higher. Yeah.
They are higher. So can everybody pay a high rent, or somebody wants to pay a lower or medium rent?
Yeah, true that.
They might go to Dubai Marina as a choice, right?
Yeah.
Now there's a lot more retail in Dubai Marina, right? So what happens, Labib, is the way you work changes based on what is the situation on the ground. So it's already good you're doing resale because there's not a lot of off-plan in Dubai Marina. But if you're doing resale, your skill set has to be really on the spot on how you convince sellers and landlords to give you their properties exclusively. The guy who's working in off-plan doesn't have to worry about the seller and the landlord, because the developer is chasing the off-plan guy to help him or convince him to sell his property. You, on the other hand, have to chase the seller and the landlord, correct? Right or wrong?
Yes.
So what do I mean? Your skill set has to be spot on there. When you go into a meeting with the seller or the landlord, they should go away saying, wow, this guy was so good. Because that's where your skill set. Now, so be my guest, you can continue specializing in marina for the next 20, 30 years. You could probably retire from there. If you build a team, a company, there's 300,000 apartments. Somebody's going to buy there. Somebody's going to sell there. Somebody's going to rent there. The dynamics of the market will continue to change, though. You've just got to be ahead of it and change. Like the moment somebody says, listen, I don't want traffic, then you got to tell them, like, listen, Marina's reality at the moment is that there might be some congestion during peak hours. Can you live with it? Yes or no? If they can't, you say, okay, move on to the next guy, right? So your skill set has to change, but Dubai Marina will survive and thrive still. Can you survive and thrive in that area? Number one. Number two, if you're looking to sell off-plan and Dubai Marina doesn't have a lot of off-plan coming in because the plots are very limited, then you've got to make a decision. Should I go to another area where there's more off-plan coming in? Or you can still make a decision to focus in only the off-plan buildings that are being built in Dubai Marina. You can even do that.
Yeah.
You can even do that and you'll do well. Now, I've got a few other questions. Do you have a car already?
Not yet.
Okay. Is there an office in Dubai Marina?
Yeah.
Okay, so
it's in the Concord Tower.
Okay, so it's nearby. So, and do you live in Dubai Marina yourself?
Almost, yeah.
Almost close by. Okay, so that's good. Okay, so if you don't have a car at the moment, and your office is nearby, and you're focusing on Dubai Marina, I think it's a good place to start. It's a good place to do well. Because you're doing a lot of secondary, improve on your areas of dealing with landlords and sellers. Disqualify the ones who are not good and are not willing to work with you on your terms, which should be good and fair terms for them. Disqualify the ones who are wasting time, you think, and just work hard and grind. The thing with off-plan is if there's 1 or 2 or 3 towers, you can focus on there. If you think, oh, it's not working out, then you can expand your off-plan network to include Palm Jumeirah or Creek Harbor. Not Creek Harbor, I think that place is called Harbor Point or something, where there's a few off-plan over there. Imar Beachfront's almost pretty much sold out as well, right? So then you can grow. So you can grow a little bit beyond Marina. In my opinion, as a new agent, yes, focus on the areas that you're working in, but it's good to learn about the other areas and be able to transact there. I don't see, there's very few senior agents in the market who only do one area. There's no senior agents in the market who only do one area, because it's not possible. You might have a client who's buying a luxury villa on the Palm Jumeirah, but he might also want to look at Al Barari or Dubai Hills. And if you say, sorry, I only do Palm Jumeirah, you're going to lose that client. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it totally makes sense.
So grow from there. Okay. I hope I was able to answer your question. Do you have anything else?
What would you recommend, like 3 things that I should focus on the next 4 to 5 months, like skills, 3 skills?
Okay. 3 skills is fix your life. Be very disciplined. No late nights. Be the first in the office. Be the first like at 6 a.m., 7 a.m. Be the last to leave. Completely dedicate yourself to real estate. Do not do anything else in life. Number 1. Number 2 is learn about the processes. Okay? And fix your processes. Like for instance, if a seller calls you, go to the senior agents in your company and see what they do and what they do right. It doesn't mean that the senior agent is always doing something right. For example, a lot of agents I will find, when a seller calls them, they'll say to the seller, send me your passport and title deed. I want to list the property. Or they start talking to them on the phone. Don't do this. If the seller is in the UAE, go and meet them in person. Just by you meeting them will differentiate you from the 2,000 other agents. If they're internationally based, you've got to meet them on Zoom, see face to face, and then ask them the right questions. We come to the questions afterwards. But the process should be that somebody approaches you, you should have a business meeting with them, even if it's half an hour. A lot of people are lazy, they don't do this. So these processes you should fix. Moment somebody comes in, you're like, okay, I have to get FaceTime with them. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes
And then the third thing is learn about real estate. So like for instance, you've got Dubai Marina, you've got Palm Jumeirah, you got to learn about service charges, you got to learn about what NOCs, you just learn the real estate knowledge of Dubai, per square foot pricing. So that real estate knowledge is simple. Processes is simple. Fixing your life is simple, but it takes some discipline to do that, right? So again, it's as simple as what I've just explained to you. Processes is like, look, the moment somebody comes to you, the seller comes, landlord comes, your friend says, hey, my friend is looking to sell a property, and you call them, don't discuss anything on the phone. Don't discuss basics to tell them that you're good, but your first real meeting with them should be face to face, or over Zoom, or sitting on a coffee shop, or in their house, or your office. That's it. You got to get these processes right. So get the process right, understand real estate in Dubai, and fix your life. These 3 areas, inshallah. Good. All right. Okay, Labib. Thank you very much for your calling in.
Thank you so much.
I really appreciate it. You're welcome. All the best. You're welcome. Bye-bye. All right, guys. So that was a live call that I suggest that if you guys have questions, you're welcome to also call me, ask me. We don't have any other pending calls for the day right now. What I'd love to do is say goodbye to you guys after a commercial break. Do we take a commercial break? Okay, take a commercial break. Show me this guy. You both might have a different viewpoint. Our job is going to be to bring you both in a way together to make the best investment decision. Sometimes the time is right when the time is right. He is somebody I met in 2017. He always wanted to start with an investment in the Dubai market. And 2024 is what it was for him. He, along with another friend of his, wanted to really take a look at the Dubai market again and really start investing. So what we ended up doing is have them sign up on the Dubai Wealth Builder program. And it's a little bit of a challenge trying to get two friends who might think alike, can also think differently sometimes. Him and both of his friends were then escorted along into a strategy session. We then went on to help them virtually select properties, qualify based on the criteria that we established. One of them then visited Dubai. We went physically to see the properties, the different showrooms, and get a feel of the areas and the locations so that we could then make better decisions. The process took about maybe a month to 2 months, but the good thing is they win by getting the best property. Dubai wins by getting a great customer, great client. We win because we get to service them, and the real estate market in Dubai wins overall. Bismillah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So guys, we had a new format today. We were taking live questions. You can actually come live with us next time we come live watching us. Also, Arpita1235, thank you so much, sir. I hope you remember that we met in the Imar office. Yes, I do remember, Arpita. Bless you. Keep going. Keep working with focus. Let's skip the word hard, okay? So let's just skip the word hard. Bless you all. Bless you. Guys, listen. I'm going to take a few questions that have come through. Somebody asks, if I have 400,000, Lifer 755 asks, if I have 400,000, can I get a studio that can give yield or flip? If I buy, what is average time to get tenant or flip? Yes, you can. Average time to find a tenant, maximum about 30 days. Generally speaking, unless you've got very stringent requirements. And to flip, it's tricky because you've got to buy the right asset with the right parameters and then try to flip. This is real estate, guys. This is not the stock market, okay? It's not Bitcoin. It doesn't shout up and jump up instantly, okay? You've got to give an investment time. So if you're looking to flip, think 3 years, okay? 3 years if you're just coming into the market. If you want to really flip, maybe you work with us. Maybe we try to get you a property that you could potentially flip, okay? No promises. Please do freehold. Okay, so somebody asks. Okay, so that takes care of all the questions. Guys, listen. We'll be doing this today and in the future as well. If you've got questions, you can always jump onto a live call with me and I'll take your questions live, okay? We won't embarrass you. We won't embarrass ourselves. We'll do a quick call and it will be live with other people. They'll be able to listen to your answers and so on and so forth. And it will be a pleasure to actually have you guys come on live with me, because that gives me a little bit... Sometimes you guys ask me a question and I don't know the correct answer to it. Why? Because I don't know the correct background and the framework of what you're looking to ask, or why you're asking this. So if you actually end up coming live with me on a call, what it does is it allows me to then answer your question in a better way. All right. Thank you, everybody who's been here. Tamanna, Kami Sheikh, Demir, Double, Asad, Oja Kareem, FD Global Properties. Thank you, everybody on YouTube who is watching live. I want to say goodbye for you for now. Until next time. Bye. You both might have a different viewpoint. Our job is going to be to bring you both in a way together to make the best investment decision. Sometimes the time is right when the time is right. He is somebody I met in 2017. He always wanted to start with an investment in the Dubai market. And 2024
is what it was for him. He, along with another friend of his, wanted to really take a look at the Dubai market again and really start investing. So what we ended up doing is have them sign up on the Dubai Wealth Builder program. And it's a little bit of a challenge trying to get two friends who might think alike, can also think differently sometimes. Him and both of his friends were then escorted along into a strategy session. We then went on to help them virtually select properties, qualify based on the criteria that we established. One of them then visited Dubai. We went physically to see the properties, the different showrooms, and get a feel of the areas and the locations so that we could then make better decisions. The process took about maybe a month to 2 months, but the good thing is they win by getting the best property. Dubai wins by getting a great customer, great client. We win because we get to service them, and the real estate market in Dubai wins overall.